That's your thing.
All right, we're going on to our next topic, which we're going to into the music category. So we're completely straying away from gaming. Just to start this out, we're gonna do an R.I.P. to Mac Miller. Moment of silence.
Oh.
You good?
I was waiting for someone to say something.
No, seriously, RIP on him. Yes.
Yeah, man. Listen, Mac. I remember when I first heard Mac, and I heard it's crazy because I heard him and MGK at the same time.
Really?
Yeah, I actually heard them around like literally like a month apart. And I remember he was on YouTube. That's why I first heard him at. I heard Mac Miller on YouTube. He had made a song with some YouTube or something before he ever even blew up. I think I was in like middle school.
So this was like what? You're talking about like back in like
06,
05 or? Oh yes. Yeah, I don't know if it was that. I don't know if it was that long ago. I just remember I came upon Mac Miller when it was when he came out with Kids. So the mixtape that made him blow up.
Right.
And oh my god, I love the intro on that song. I mean on that tape. I still bump that shit to this day. But go ahead, continue. I didn't mean to.
No, bro. I was listening, bro.
Yeah, no, go ahead though.
Yeah, but no, I mean like I ran into him at that point, and I actually like this music a lot. I personally, and not even sound crazy, I have a hard time listening to a lot of like white rappers because I feel like they go to that little like kids bop road sometimes. he was clearly not one of those.
I feel like white rappers actually have to I mean, aside from like this new generation,
they gotta work harder.
Like they gotta prove themselves a little bit more. Even Paul Wall, who isn't like I wouldn't necessarily consider like a lyricist, but he's dope as shit. You got Mac Miller, you got MGK, who are good. Obviously, Eminem setting the bar for everybody. I don't know if you would consider Logic a white rapper since he's mixed, but
no, we can't.
We don't know.
I tell everybody, listen, just because he's light, I'm gonna give him the same treatment that the world gives everybody. Obama's half white. We said Obama was black. And the one drop law, there's a literal law in the Constitution that states if you're one drop black, you're black. So until they take that out of law, we claiming him. Logic rap him.
Dope as shit. I don't give a fuck. I mean, he might legit like talk about like try to prove everybody that he's black and all this other stuff, but like when he's not talking about that stuff, I think he's dope. But going back to Mac Miller.
Right, Mac.
Okay.
Have you ever heard anything from Mac, Bonnie?
No. I mean, yes, but no. Yeah.
But no.
No, yeah. Yes.
In other words,
Okay, in other words, I don't listen to music and say, oh, who's this artist? No, I listen to music, I like this music, and I listen to it. That's about it. If I'm lucky enough, I'll capture, like, the name of the song and, add it to my playlist. But other than that, I don't do all that shit, so.
Yeah, definitely Bon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, Bonnie, your thing.
Wait, we're gonna end it right there?
No, I mean we're going into the actual what's the name? I was letting Bonnie start it off.
Oh, so our next topic. Okay, so R.I.P. to Mac Miller. Nice to see you. Nice knowing you. Hope everything's good where you are. Okay. Anyways, next topic.
Oh, and I had something. Okay, so we were gonna change it. I actually had some shit to say about that too. That's why I was like, are we ending it like right there?
But, so what do you want to say?
So I think it's crazy that I don't think everybody like really paid attention to the fact that his last music video actually took place in a fucking coffin.
Yeah.
Nobody hear about that. I mean, I'm pretty sure now people are like realizing it now that he's dead and shit like that. But I just But then I was looking down at the comments and somebody made a list of like him like actually.
Been talking about death for a long time.
This was like a cry for help. The song is called Self Care, and in the song he talks about like September I fall. Hence the time that he actually died. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's some crazy shit. He's carving on the coffin at the top, memento something, which means that like I'm ready to die, or like I forgot what it was, but it was like saying something like I'm ready to die and shit like that. And then the other one was like at the end of the song, you can hear a clock ticking, I think, until it stops. So there was a lot of like crazy shit. Plus, people were connecting the fact that Mac Miller died after making this album and then that video, and Triple X Tentacion did the same thing. I think he came out with a song called "Sad," the music video, being put in a coffin, and then same shit happened. It's crazy, like how like these people are so, and it's like these people are crying for help, but like I guess because we only see it as music, we think of it as like that's just like a, that happened like 6 months ago or whenever they recorded it, so they might be in a better place now from when when they.
I don't think
when
so.
They were writing it. Huh?
I mean, I think every songwriter, when they make music relating to them. That's why they make the music.
I'm saying they just do it at like. I don't think people think like they're still going through it. Like it's like just that in the moment.
What, do you just think we're like non-humans? We all have feelings.
No,
like
I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people don't look at celebrities.
They don't look at it like that.
Like they have feelings. Like they look at them like, it's just a song. They don't realize like that they don't Rick James out.
Well, because I think they like relate it to entertainment. There's a bunch of artists that will say shit just for entertainment or just because that's what the song.
Because they don't mean it.
Yeah,
I think that fucks it up for other artists that actually need it.
It does, because now you don't know who's telling the truth and who's not. So like when a song like this comes out, it's kind of like, okay, like are they really feeling like that, or are they just kind of saying it, or is it something that they were just feeling?
Oh, is it like that Logic song, the freaking Suicide Hotline?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know that one.
Pretty much.
That's the only song I've ever seen on freaking Number as a title.
Because the first thing that I did notice after he died, whenever I was talking about, how his house was scrubbed clean and all of that stuff, was that his last video had him in a coffin. And then I immediately was like, yo, X just did this. Like, X just did this.
These people are crying for help, and I don't think people realize that.
Yeah, and when X did it, I was definitely like, when X died, that was hard for me because I was literally, when I tell you my 2017 was X'd out, like I was listening to X like every day in my car. So for him to die, especially hearing that he's supposed to be doing music with Drake, he had a lot of projects coming. One of my favorite artists right now is Scarlord. He's going to do songs with Scarlord. Like I was ready to see what he was going to do. For him to go so early was terrible, and to see Matt go this early, especially considering, some people were saying that he was back in the ass this year.
I thought you were gonna say like a lot of people were blaming like Ariana for
Yeah, I see that was retarded. You can't really blame her because she broke up with him because she got tired of his drug problems.
No, but like some people are saying like because of how fast she moved out of that relationship.
Yeah, I mean she definitely did date somebody else.
You can never blame somebody else for someone else's reasons.
No, he's in full effect of what has happened, and from my understanding is like he chose not to get any help, or he felt like nobody could help him at that time. So yes, in that defense, yes, but I don't think it's like I feel like it's adding insult to injury when you're feeling that way and there's a girl that you genuinely love, and then like she's already talking to some guy in that relationship, even though mentally she's already done with the relationship, she's still inside the relationship, and then in a span of 3 weeks you get with somebody and you get engaged with them, and here he is still dealing with the stuff that like dealing with the the drug problems. But I still believe like he has control. He should have sought help when he did.
Right.
But there are people out there who were literally commenting on her on her IGs and stuff like that, talking about like you're pretty much the murderer and like it's all your fault. Like if this bitch didn't get with Pete, which I guess is also his friend, which is Mac Miller's friend. I think that's what also just kind of like
it was a friend of Mac Miller's. But I think they said that the hardest part that he had was that basically that she left in like a week. Like basically they broke up. She was dating a dude in a week, and he just didn't take
and then 2 weeks later, like gets engaged to him. So to see all that happening while you're going through demons, like it kind of. I don't know. It's like adding, it's just adding to it.
Insult to injury, yeah.
It is insult to injury.
I don't know if you can really, I can see how that will push him a little bit over the edge, but I wouldn't. I just hate when people try to blame somebody else.
I mean, I can see it pushing people to the edge, because I remember in high school, my senior year, I was at we were having a track meet, and apparently one of the guys that was in my track meet killed himself, and it was because of the fact that he was dating a girl who was also on the track team, and she cheated on him with another guy, and dude went up to go confront this guy, and apparently his brothers were there with him. So I think it was like 4 of them. All 4 of them jumped him. He goes back to school the next day. just to be clowned and punked on by everybody because he got jumped and like his girl was cheating on him and shit like that. And then on I think it was like that Friday we were having a track meet, and at the end of the track meet I saw like girls running around the track just bawling out crying. My coach is running around trying to find somebody. He comes up to me saying like, hey, do you know where so and so is at? And I'm like, no, why, what's going on? And he goes, oh, like this kid just died, like just shot himself. And I'm like, fuck, like just happened. And it's that pushing to the edge. Like, his girl cheated on him, he got jumped, and then all of a sudden, like the people that you claim as friends or who's supposed to, now they're clowning and punking you and shit like that. Like, it's crazy.
Why are you laughing and pointing fingers? What's wrong with you?
I'm laughing at you. Like, I'm looking at your face, and every time he said, like, your reactions are just priceless. He's like, yeah, the guy shot himself. She's like, he's like, yeah, he got jumped, and she's like,
like you're hearing like an actual like watching a movie or something.
Yeah, like
I was like that last night. I watched Black Panther last night, and this bitch was going at it. I was like, oh, yo, did you just see that shit? What? Black Panther.
But yeah, no,
the
like
freaking
that's
car chase scene. That shit was freaking epic. I love it. Anyways.
But yeah, so that's why I say like it could be a push to the edge when something like that happens. RP to that guy too. He was only like 16, I think, when that shit happened. Yeah, from my understanding, from what other people told me, is he actually had friends outside of his house trying to like convince him not to do it, but he locked himself in his house, and yeah, he did what he had to do, or what he felt like he had to do. So it's sad.
Oh my god, that brings me back. There was a girl that killed herself at my school. She hung herself.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she was in her room and she was going through the whole depression stage, and she literally took a freaking belt, one of her mom's belts or something, and hung herself in her room, and they found her the next day. Yeah, the whole school was like fucking devastated about that shit for like weeks.
Oh yeah,
months. Like it was terrible.
When we came back on Monday, I've never seen a school so quiet before. Like even like during the lunchtime in between periods and shit like that, like nobody, like it was just so quiet. I mean, people were obviously talking, but it was in a very like low, like I've never seen it that quiet before.
In a situation that I had,
yeah, that shit's terrible.
Situation that I had was I mean, I had a couple situations because I mean, where I grew up, like stuff happened.
Right.
But this situation, it can be seen. I'm gonna tell you, you might laugh at it. I'm not gonna lie, because some people have a hard time hearing it and taking it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a friend. His name was Grayson when I was in school, and there was a library next to the school we went to. And I remember we went outside the library, and I told him, I said bye. We gave each other a handshake, everything, walked off.
Mm-hmm.
I went home. I was cool. Well, supposedly right after I left, a guy pulled up, and he asked him to come here. So he went to the car, and he asked him where his father was at. He told him his dad wasn't there. He was waiting for his dad to pick him up. So the guy shot him in his head. And when the guy shot him in the head, it didn't kill him. Instead, the bullet got lodged in his brain. Now, the reason why I say people laugh at it is because his mom and dad were deaf. And come to find out, his parents were deaf drug dealers. Which I didn't think was a thing. Like, I didn't think that was really a thing that could even happen, that you had deaf drug dealers.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy came to shoot his dad, but shot him because he saw him first.
Wow.
So I had to go to his house when he got out of the hospital, and they basically was like, that he can't play outside no more because any trauma to his head or anything can cause the bullet to move and kill him. And it was really bad. It was really bad to go through something like that. But it just reminds me like how when people are young and things happen, we probably could have stopped. We seen his father doing weird shit around the block, and nobody really thought about it. And I probably should have walked him home. But it's just stuff you just can't be blamed for. Like, some people even try to blame me for, because usually me and him walked home that day. I didn't walk him home.
Usually people start blaming people, just out of anger and just because, like, yeah, it already did happen and stuff like that. But that's why it's always good. I think, like, no matter how good you have friends, like, who say, like, they're happy and all that shit, like, you got to check up on them.
Yeah.
Yes, you got to check up on your strong friends.
I had a lot of friends in high school that was on heavy drugs. I had friends call me and tell me Teletubbies was stealing chickens out the refrigerator. Like,
What?
And I'm sure, listen, if this podcast ever gets big enough and she sees this, she probably gonna call my phone and say, "Why are you telling this story?" But one of my closest friends when I was young called me up because she was doing acid, and I didn't know she did those type of heavy drugs, and she did acid. She called me up and she's like, whispering. She's like,
Is that your Discord going off?
I don't know, is it mine going off? Like, she's like, psst, psst, Gav.
It
I'm
fucking went off again. You fucking shit.
I'm like, yes. And she's like, they're here. I'm like, who's them? And she's like, the Teletubbies. Can you imagine how I felt? Could you imagine? Like, I'm like, what? And then she's like, psst, hey, wait. They're in the refrigerator. Like, I'm like, I'm on the phone, like, I can't make this up. I'm like, who was in the refrigerator? The Teletubbies? I started feeling crazy because I thought I was losing it too. Because I'm thinking to myself like, yo, these Teletubbies really in here robbing her, like. And I know for a fact Teletubbies couldn't be real, but it was getting me. So then she's like, psst, oh my god, they're taking the chicken. I was it. That was it for me. Like, they're taking the chicken. I was done. I was done with it.
Oh my god, I'm done.
I see randomly dancing. Did you do that?
I didn't do anything. It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Oh, just wait till you see the podcast. I mean, wait till you see the video later. You're gonna see what happened while you were.
Oh no, I didn't do anything. It wasn't me.
You're gonna see what happened.
So on to the
Stop talking about this negative shit. Next one.
The car.
All right, so what's the next topic? Bonnie, got to do your thingy thing.
Oh, you gotta do the thingy thing. Go ahead, do the thingy thing.
I feel like that's gonna be part of the podcast, telling Bonnie to do her thing.
What is my thingy?
Your closure.
Oh,
the thing?
I already closed it out.
You didn't do your thing when you closed it out.
Oh, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you comment down below if you have anything else to say, and we're gonna move on to the next topic. Oh my god, I'm done. Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast. My name is Bonnie. I'm here with Adrian and Gas, and we're going to do some topics for you today. What are our topics?
I know what the topics are. I'm just saying. I mean, she said like she was about to broadcast for Channel 6 News.
Seriously, just
like I thought this was a podcast. Like, this is why she gets constant shut-ups every day. Like every day, you gotta get a constant shut-up. Like, lost my train of thought.
So, before we get started, why don't y'all just say hi to Snapchat for me, because I need to put this on Snapchat. Jeez.
That was so corny, too. I really just stood there frozen.